Good morning, everyone. How are you? How is your week? I'm waiting for your comments. How is your mood? Okay, so today we will start talking about personal growth project. So that means that for the next week, you will need to send me projects as you did previous time. I'll send you the link and we prepare it together. So let's look what we will talk about today. The first one is choosing ideas for the project. You will have some of them and you might choose the best. Then, progressive transformation mirror. You will find out about this technique. Setting a SMART goal. Then we will try to develop an action plan for setting these goals. And we will talk more in details about the project presentations. Here you might see the topics of your project. So the first one, a new skill you want to learn. Second, a new experience you want to get. Third, an old weakness that you want to transform into a strength. And the last one, a big dream that you want come true. So these are the topics. You might choose one that you think is the most interesting for you. And also, I want you to send the numbers. Which one do you like? First, second, third, or fourth? Just number. If you want, you can change it when you will prepare your real project. Yeah, but now just to have some ideas while we will talk about all the things to keep in mind what topic you've chosen. So let's take a closer look to progressive transformation mirror. Have you heard about it? Do you have any ideas what it might be? Yeah, all the words might be clear for you, yeah, but let's understand the meaning. This is a specific goal setting and mindset changing technique. Progressive transformation mirror can be used to develop a growth mindset, stay motivated, believe in your own efforts, and transform your problems, weaknesses, or obstacles into your goals. So now we will start talking about weaknesses, obstacles, and problems. Here you might see the first dot, yeah, in bold. And imagine that there is some situations in your life which is a problem or an obstacle or something you consider to be a weakness. After that, there are some conditions, some factors that actually make the situation negative or problematic. So first we have to identify these factors. Next one. Now let's imagine that the problem, obstacle, or weakness that we are working with reflects in an imaginary progressive transformation mirror that you might see on the slide. So as a result, we will get a goal. And after that, at the same time, the factors, the problem, obstacle, weakness have become the tasks to fulfill in order to achieve the goal which is set. There are following slides that contain some real-life examples. First one, we will discuss together, and with the second and third, I want you to guess what weakness or problems we might have. So let's look at the first problem, extra weight. Yes, sometimes people just dissatisfied that they have extra weight. So the first factor why it might happen because they eat everything. Second, they eat at night and they don't do sport. As a result, their goal might be to lose weight. And what should they do? What tasks from these factors to achieve this goal? The first one is develop a healthy diet if you can't eat just proper food. Second, develop eating schedule. Here you need to know the timetable. If you have, for example, 5 meals per day, yeah, there is no need, you're fully staffed, you just can't eat at night. And the third factor, we spot, enroll to the gym, or it might be any other activity. So now you might see 3 factors. Yeah, can you guess what problem might be here? The first factor, I don't understand math. Second, I don't prepare for my tests. And third, my math teacher doesn't like me. So what problem might be here? I'll give you some time and let's look at the goals. The first goal is improve my grades in math. The goal is 1, yeah? And then we have some tasks. Task number 1, find a tutor or mentor who might help you understand math, practice before the tests, and improve relationship with teacher. So, what is the problem? Do you have any ideas? The problem is that I often fail my math tests. Or maybe I get bad marks, yeah, for math. Let's take one more. Factor number 1, I don't plan. Factor number 2, I don't have enough energy. And third, I do a lot of favors. So do a favors means that, for example, someone asks you to help and you do it, but you don't want. This is you do a favor to a person. You do what he or she asked you. Goal, increase productivity. Task number 1, learn to plan and prioritize. Plan some rest if you don't have energy, and learn to delegate or say no. What is the problem here? It might be lack of time for everything. So this is the example how a part of your presentation might look like. This is the main body, main part of it. Now we will start step by step preparing for it. Depending on the topic you've already chosen for your project, choose any problem, obstacle, weakness that you face on the way to. So here you might see the topics of our presentations again. Acquiring a new skill, getting a new experience, transforming your old weakness into strength, and making your big dream come true. So decide which topic do you want and send the number 1, 2, 3, or 4. So if we're talking about acquiring a new skill, it might be, for example, study a new subject, or it might be learn to read fast. It might be connected something with sport activities. Yeah, try some maybe skydiving or something else. So transforming your old weakness into strength. If you know that, for example, you were afraid of darkness, you might tell all the problems why it happened, and then your goal to avoid this. With your big come true, it might be anything, yeah, what you really dream about, and even when people told you, yeah, that you can't achieve it, so it doesn't matter. If it's your dream, you can make it true. So what about the topics? Is everything clear for now? I hope yes. So step 2, you need to use progressive transformation mirror technique to transform the problem, obstacle, weakness that you've chosen into a goal. Also, your task completes the table. It might be in your notebooks or maybe here in chat as you wish, and then share these results with us. So here again, this transformation mirror technique, yeah, how it's done. When you decide the topic that you want to speculate on, start with the problem that you might have. If we're talking about your big dream come true, you might dream about, I don't know, entering the university, maybe being Ukrainian or world champion in some kind of sport. So it depends. What might be the obstacle or problem on your way? Also add 3 factors here and then mention the goal. So the tasks which are with the goal you don't need for now, but for your presentation, it's also important. If you're ready with it, you can move forward to goal. And what is more important is setting a SMART goal. So what is SMART? Here you can see that we have different letters, yeah, S-M-A-R-T. We call it acronym. This is a mnemonic acronym given criteria to guide in the setting of goals in any kind of professional or business development. The principal advantage of SMART goals is that they are easier to understand and know when they actually have been done. Now our task to guess what this SMART word means. We will start with the first letter. It's letter S. What do you think this letter might mean in the area of setting goals? Do you have any ideas maybe or any words that come to your mind starting with letter C? S, sorry. Is there anything? So, for example, if we're talking about goals, it might be super goal or specific goal. So here the correct word is specific. Why is it important? It means that you must target a specific area for improvement. So not everything, you can be best at all the spheres, but you should concentrate on one sphere only to achieve this goal and then move forward. Next, letter M. What words with letter M do you know that might suit here? Okay, I still can't see any of your comments. With M, it's measurable. Measurable means that you must quantify or at least suggest an indicator of progress. So it also means that you need to understand or to measure it somehow. If we're talking about money, and you want to increase the amount of money you have, you can count, now I have one sum of money and then it might become bigger, but you need to set definite number, how bigger it is. If it's, for example, marks at school, it's easier because you might know, okay, now I have 9, I want 11, for example. Next one, it's letter A. With A, there might be, what words with A might suit here? For example, it might be adequate. What other words do you know? Is there anything that suits here? So really A start for achievable. Achievable means that you must state what results can realistically be achieved and given available resources. So if your goal is not achievable, so it means that you won't be satisfied with it, even if you complete it. Next one, R. With R, it's result-oriented. So this means that you must specify the actual result to achieve instead of describing process. And the last thing is T. It's time bound. With time bound, you must specify when the result can be achieved. Now let's look at the examples. Here you can see some goals. You need to decide either these are SMART goals or not. So the first goal is increase my income. Is it SMART or not? So actually it's not SMART because of some reasons. Is it specific? Not at all. Yeah, we don't have the definite amount of money, yeah, either to increase it twice or 3 times. What else? About time bounds, yeah, we don't know when we should get this money and the rest. If we're talking about buying a Porsche Cayenne, what is wrong here? The aim is good, yeah, but we don't know where can we take money, how we can achieve it. It is specific, yeah, because we know what kind of car we want. What about time bounds? Are there anything? Unfortunately, no, as well as in other 2 examples like getting plastic surgery or losing 30 kilos. With 30 kilos, the goal is more specific, yeah, because we know the amount of money, or not money, the amount of kilos we want to lose. And we don't know, again, time bounds, yeah, when should we achieve it and how is it possible. And now reset your goal using SMART criteria. Set your goal in either present simple or future perfect, completing one of the following sentences. Till, and then you need to mention the period when you should do it. For example, till the end of this week, till the end of next month, till the beginning of September, or maybe even year. I am or I have, and what should you do? Then you might choose another one by the end of, and also mention when. I will have achieved or done. So here it means with using future perfect that by this period of time you will already complete it. So it's also important for setting the proper goals. So can you type in comments how much time do you need to complete your goal? Is it months? Is it year? Or maybe even more? Can you complete it in a day? Okay, now let's move forward to developing an action plan. Using the list of tasks you have identified with the help of Progressive Transformation Mirror, develop a detailed action plan for how to accomplish your personal growth goal that you have set using a SMART goal setting technique. You should ask yourself how, when, and where you will do everything it takes to achieve your goal, and what help and what resources you will use. So for your presentation, you should not only write the goal you want to achieve, but also explain how you can do it and where you may find the resources, yeah, for it. For example, you may read a book, but mention definite book, or maybe give reference to it. You may ask your friends if they're competent in this sphere, and the rest. So for the project presentation itself, you should follow the steps that you might see here. The task is make a brief PowerPoint presentation about your personal growth project to the class. you should prepare to deliver a speech 3 minutes presenting your project. So there are some options, yeah, for you to choose. Either you make a presentation and you type the text, yeah, in details for me to read it and present. Or it would be even better if you prepare both your presentation and speech that you might record, yeah, and upload in the folder. Now I'll send you the link to this folder. You can see it in comments. I'll also demonstrate you how it looks like when we open it. So now this folder is empty. You need just add, yeah, some folders here and create. Don't forget to type your name, surname. Yeah, it would be easier to understand who prepared this project. If you do both your speech and presentation, it's better to put them all in one folder. Are there any questions? I'll also send you the link in our group chat. After it, during the next webinar, yeah, you need to be ready to answer the questions from the audience. So here in chat, you might get the question that concerns your presentation. Just be ready to type and answer. So how this presentation should look like? We will start with slide 1. Yeah, this is what is your SMART goal. Here you need not only mention your goal, yeah, but also make it SMART. So you start with the first letter S, it means specific. So you formulate it in a specific way. Then measurable. How can you measure the results? Also, you set your time bounds. Yeah, all of it, all these points you mentioned on the first slide. Then we move to the next slide. What are the problems, obstacles, or difficulties you can face on the way to your goal? So you can draw it like a circle, yeah, and inside you can put your difficulties, or you can organize it in any other way as you wish. But these are important to mention. Also, how are you going to overcome them? So this is definitely our transformation mirror. On the next slide, or also on the second slide, if you have enough place and you want to put everything together, you need to mention 3 things you have to do in order to achieve your goal. After it, you need to type what help and what resources will you use for your goal. Where will you get those help and resources? And the last slide, how can your goal help your personal growth? For the last slide, it might be minimum 4 or 5 sentences. Just can you describe in details what is special about this goal, how it might change your life, why do you need to achieve it? And is it beneficial for your personal growth? Now we will watch a short video and then discuss the opinion. This video would be about Garrett Schultz, and I want you to decide either you agree with him or disagree.
I feel so strongly that the reason I'm here is I dreamed big dreams. I dreamed the kind of dreams that other people said would not be possible. I'm also living proof. This isn't a Hollywood movie. I come literally from the other side of the tracks. If you saw where I grew up and we took a picture of it, the neighborhood, the setting, you say it's impossible that someone could come from there and get here. but it is possible. If you dream big and surround yourself with great people and leave your ego at the door and share success with others and have a little luck along the way, you can do anything. But there will be people along the way, and I remember this, who will say to you, you know, you're dreaming too big. It's not possible. Those things just can't happen. Don't allow anyone, friend, family, acquaintance, teachers, whoever it is, don't allow anyone to tell you that what you are dreaming for yourself and your family is not possible. It is possible. Don't be one of those people 20 years from now are going to be walking around in a 9-to-5 job, miserable and angry and bitter because you let your dreams get away from you because you did not believe strongly enough in yourself and what was possible. Don't allow that to happen. This is an unbelievable time. And I can't encourage you enough to continue to think that things are possible and that your dreams can come true.
So what was this video about? What is its main idea? Garrett Schultz was talking that it doesn't matter, yeah, either people believe in your big dream or not. So you shouldn't listen to them and just do what you think is better for you personally. So do you agree with it or disagree? Did you have in your life the situations, yeah, when someone told you you can't do it? Was there anything? If yes, what was the situation? What happened? And did you listen to such kind of people, or you just do this trying to achieve it yourself, no matter how difficult it is? Okay, can I see at least one comment today? No, it's a pity. Okay, so also we will talk about the speech skills, yeah, how you should present your presentation. And one of the point is persuasive speech. Do you have any ideas what the word persuasive means? Do you know this word or not? If you don't know this word, send me minus. If you know, send at least plus. Persuasive. So what is a persuasive speech? When there are some events, yeah, and you know that you are right, you need to prove it to another person and make them believe you. This means to persuade someone. Okay, thank you, David, for your comments. So to persuade means to make someone believe you or believe to your words. Name some examples of a persuasive speech using real life situations. So it might be, for example, a president, yeah, when they give their speech, they might be persuasive. They want people to believe them. So definitely we do not always believe, but they try. They do their best. For example, there is a lawyer who tries to convince a jury, yeah, and for example, someone commit a crime, yeah, they stole from a supermarket some food or maybe something else. And a lawyer should give a persuasive speech that this person isn't guilty. How persuasive should the lawyer be? What do you think? Can you send in percentage, maybe 10%, 100%, 80%? How persuasive should the lawyer be when they try to protect a person who either commit a crime or didn't? I think it's 100%, yeah, because this is lawyer's job when they do it. If we're talking about politicians, how persuasive are they? How many percent will you give them for their persuasive speech? So usually people give 40, 50% or even less. Why is it happened? Maybe because they just talk a lot, yeah, but do not prove it with their actions. If we're talking about people who try to persuade us not to stop smoking, for example, do we believe to these people that we don't need to smoke? Or it doesn't matter what they tell us, we just, okay, if we want to smoke, we will, even knowing that it's bad. Can they make us believe that it's bad? The only possible option is when we understand it on our own, no matter what other people say it, but when it's our personal decision. And when we want someone to lend us money, for example, mom or maybe your father, yeah, you need to give the reason why, for what do you need money. You also need to be persuasive, yeah, and try to prove that you really need it, that it's important for you. Now let's look at the definition of persuasive speech. A persuasive speech contains information to help people make a decision. It works to convince people to change in some way, the way they think or do something, or to start doing something that they are not currently doing. The speech will be successful if at the end of it, the audience is willing to make the change that we suggested. So if they themselves understand that they need to change it, it means that you were persuasive. Now you might hear some questions. Let's try to discuss and answer them. Why are some speeches more persuasive than others? What might be the reason? To some people, we believe more, and to others, we don't believe. Why? Maybe a friend of yours, yeah, can tell you, look, I did something that is just impossible to do. Will you believe him? It depends also how good relationship you have, yeah? If this person always lies you, so you won't believe, yeah? You send, can you prove it? Can you show me a video of you doing it? Or maybe the project, yeah, that you did on your own. So also it depends on a person. As for the second one, which is the best way to persuade people and prove that you are right? Do you have any ideas? How do you usually prove other people that you're right? So if you will shout the louder, does it make you persuasive? Maybe not. Yeah, if you threaten to anyone, it also doesn't make you persuasive. But when you show the evidence, it's much better. When you act, not only speak. As for the third question, Should you appeal to reasons or emotions to be more persuasive, and why? You personally, what do you do? Do you give reasons? Yeah, why should you do it, or other person should do, or how you feel? So choose reasons or emotions. What is more important for you when you want another person to believe you? So, for example, you can say, this is really true, believe me. I'm feeling that I'm right. They are expensive, maybe. What do you mean expensive? Expensive, it's usually about the price, yeah? Is it the answer for question number 2 or 3? So reasons or emotions, what do you use when you want to prove something to other people? Also, as for question number 4, does fear persuade? So if reasons, good. That is more rational, yeah, ideas, because for emotions, not everyone might believe to you. And as for fear, does fear persuade? Yes or no? So sometimes maybe yes, yeah, people who afraid or have fear for something, they might do something they don't want, or vice versa, not to do. And for others, it doesn't matter what you're telling them, they just said, no, I won't do it. And being afraid doesn't work. Question number 5. Should you give both sides of the case when you are trying to persuade? So this is a tricky question. And it's about, for example, you have an argument with a friend and you think that one thing is good and another person that another thing. And can you just, you're talking that it is good and you give the examples. Yeah, you're talking about pluses, advantages, or benefits. Should you think about the minuses that might be in this situation or disadvantages? As a person, yeah, to understand another one, sure, you'd better to look at another side. But if you want to persuade someone, you'd better stay on your own and try to give as more pluses of this situation as possible. Because when you start giving y minus, another minus, you won't be persuasive. Number 6, are fast-talking people more persuasive? What do you think about it? I think no, because if you can't understand what a person is talking about, it means that it won't be persuasive. So what about you personally? So it's not about like people who speak fast on their own speed, but who just want to tell all the information fast and then say, do you agree? Or something like this. So question number 6, are fast-talking people more persuasive? Yes or no? Okay, now we will look for key strategies of persuasive speaking. The first one, persuasion is involved in most of our communication as we try to encourage others to share our attitudes, feelings, beliefs, and behavior, to share our view of the world. Persuasive speakers should make listeners choose between options. So it means that, for example, Depends on the situation. So it was for the question, are fast talking more persuasive? Okay, yeah, possible. Thank you, David. Second one, relying on emotions to move audience to action. Number 3, adapt the message to the values, beliefs, and interests of the audience. And number 4, create common values, needs, and interests. Apart from this, they also need to create word pictures which provide vivid images. So something to prove, our evidence. Next one, show choices clearly and destroy opposing arguments. That was we were talking about, that you don't need to look for minuses if you want to say that this is good. So stand only on one point. Give reasons for the choice they want the audience to make. And use antithesis setting on idea of against another. There is a number of language devices to engage your audience, keep their attention, make the issue stand out clearly, and support your point. In a speech, certain keywords, transitions, and persuasive phrases can be used. So let's start with transition words examples. For example, because, besides, also, in the same way, on the other hand, in this situation, to be sure, certainly, unquestionably, and specifically. Are there any words in the first column that you don't know? So you can send me the word and I'll try to explain you the meaning of this word if it's new for you. And also persuasive phrases examples such as, I am speaking to you today because. So in the first column, just words we have because, and here it's the first part of the sentence. Surely, obviously, of course, we can solve the problem by, and you need to mention the reasons. Then, I believe that, I just think about, do you really think, and what would happen if. These are the phrases that might help you in your speech. So, are there any words that are new for you and you don't know? Okay, if you have, just send them. When you use these words in your speech, you sound more persuasive and your speech is smooth, so it's easier to speak. Apart from this, you need to get attention from the audience and make them aware of the problem. Generally explain why the topic of your speech is actual for the audience. So why is it important for them to listen? Next one, it's need. Make this problem relate to the audience you are addressing and help them see how it affects them. Explain the way your topic is related to your specific audience. So here you might give an example, why is it important and how it relates. Satisfaction. Give your reasons to prove that your opinion is right and the opposite opinion is wrong. Explain how the solution you're advancing well meets their needs. So it means how people will be happy, or what is good about this solution or idea that they found. One more point is visualization. Give a real-life situation which your audience can imagine to understand what your opinion is right. Enable the audience to imagine, to see the effects on what you describe. So enable it, make it possible for the audience to imagine and to understand what you're talking about. And the last one here is action. Make a general conclusion and ask your audience to do something specific based on your reasons. Call them to act somehow, let it be kind in a slogan to show your point of view again and to finish your speech impressively. Now, here you might see the Tech Talk New York. It Will Stephen on the picture, and he sounds smart saying nothing. It is just a nonsense that might be viewed on the first sight, and the professional comedian has studied a lot presentations to figure out just what make a speaker sound brilliant. It has a lot to do with tone, gestures, and pauses. Even if their message is not brilliant on its own. Comedy writer Will Stephen studies communication skills. He moves confidently and he shows humility. So it means that he understands other people. He doesn't stand on his own only. His timbre rises and falls, and he shows simple visuals to punctuate shifts in topics. He carries the arc of the argument from idea and the evidence. Also, big surprises and to call the audience to think about nothing. Aspiring speakers should take notes, but it was nothing, then none of these lessons are really spelled out in this talk. To borrow something from Stefan, we are pulling something out of nothing here, which points to another important lesson. When people sound smart, they compel us to conjure meaning regardless of substance. So no matter what you are talking, either it's strange, there is no point in it. So if it sounds smart, people may believe you. So these are about the evidence and the presentation. It's an effect that has empowered can men on all kinds, which is to say we should watch the well-polished talk, or read books and articles with a skeptical eye. So not believe to everything that we hear or read. But we should also remember that when performance and substance do align, the format lends power to truth. So preparing and delivering your individual persuasive speeches. Here for the next time, as you need to make a presentation and also record an audio, try to be persuasive and explain to other people why do you think that this goal is important for you. So just for them not only to believe you, but maybe think that this is a real goal and I also need to set something like this. So remember about all these points: attention, need, satisfaction, visualization, and action. So if you have your goal, you can add real pictures. If you're talking about your competition, you can add a picture where you won a medal or something like this. It's up to you. So also, as we've done with the speakers, you will get some comments and recommendations. So are there any questions with the presentations? How should you organize it and what should you include? Can you type me how many slides do you need in your presentation? So just a number. How many slides do you need in your presentation? I want to see your comments. How many slides are there? Do you remember? So not in my presentations that I given, but for the project you will do for the next time. Okay, so there might be 5 slides, yeah? 5, 7. Okay, good. So you have 1 week, yeah, to do it. Great. And what aim or what goal did you set for yourself? So I'll show you the topics again, yeah, not to forget what you need, and choose the topic. Just a second. Here it is. So which topic have you chosen for your presentation? I haven't shared it. First, second, third, or fourth? Which one would you like to work on? So have you decided already or not yet? David, what topic would you like to speak about? Acquiring a new skill. Okay, Andrei, thank you. What kind of skill would you like to acquire? What is it? Is it related to school or maybe to sport? What is your goal in life? What is your big dream and what would you like to achieve? I'm sure you have something. So I do like preparing different kinds of projects. Is it interesting for you? Learn new words fast. Okay, so this might be an aim or a skill. How many words would you like to learn and for what period of time? And also either it's achievable or non-achievable goal. Is it only words in English or in any other language? So let's talk a little bit. I want to see your comments. What is your biggest aim or dream in life? So we've got Andrei's aim. David, what about you? So where's all your comments? And also you didn't answer about the projects. Do you like preparing some presentations, giving speech performances? And what is your favorite thing you really adore doing? What is interesting for you? So still no ideas. Okay. Is everything 10 English words for 1-2 days? Maybe it's achievable. Yeah, 10 English words, it's really possible to do it, especially for 1-2 days. Even you can do it for 30 minutes. And I would tell you even more, when you study to learn some words, you learn next pair, yeah, or maybe, for example, if you set a goal to learn 100 words per 1 day, it is possible and it's achievable. And when you need to do the same, you have new 100 words. You will learn it even faster than the previous one. So the more you try it, the faster it becomes for the next time. And what are the goal is clear, yeah, and what might be 4 steps for it? What should you start with? And what might be the problems? So this is about this one, yeah? We have goal, problem or obstacle. Such I have maybe not enough vocabulary list and I want to make it bigger. What might be the preventing factors? So I also want to mention that you will do this project and then in August you will have one more, and for the last project now we prepare how to do it properly, and for the last project you will have a chance to win a prize. It's also important that if your last project would be the best, yeah, but there might be a lot of really good projects and it might be difficult for us to choose which is the best, and that is why we will look for the previous one. If you send me the first project and the third project, there are more chances that you will win in comparison with a person who will participate only with the last project. So also, if you will do your presentation and you forget what should be there, you have a chance to rewatch our webinars, stop on a place where I demonstrated you the plan and you can follow it. So if you don't have any questions, thank you for participation and for your comments, Andrei and David, and see you next time. Bye-bye.